the polluter should pay. That's the principle behind a parliamentary bill aimed at forcing producers who create lots of plastic packaging to take more responsibility for recycling. The MP behind the bill and a debate in Parliament this week is Labour's Anna McMorrin, MP for Cardiff North. Before we got to her bill, she told me how she'd seen the impact of plastic firsthand and that there was an environmental streak in her family.
I saw on a recent trip with the Environmental Audit Select Committee to the Arctic the damaging impact that plastic's having there, washed up on the shores, those pristine shores of the Arctic. But also my dad spent 2 years in Antarctica in the 1960s doing exploration and survey work, and actually has a glacier named after him, the McMorrin Glacier. So I'm really proud of that. And as I was growing up, he told stories of that beautiful, vast landscape, and I think that's instilled in me his absolute passion and determination to change things.
Big producers of plastic do pay towards recycling, and the more they produce, the more they pay. So what is it that you're calling for?
I'm calling for a complete overhaul of the system. At the moment, the system is completely broken. We have 52 compliance schemes, which at the moment create their own mini market. Producers, even if they want to take more action, they can't. They've got to have packaging notes or export packaging notes, which is a race to the bottom. And I would suggest that if we have one body that's looking at the whole system from beginning to end, the whole of the life cycle, then actually what we need is to get producers on the board of that. This is not about a conflict here. This is not about using that stick, but it is about working together to change this fundamentally broken system at the moment.
So what is their contribution compared to what you say the cost of recycling actually is?
We know that between 2014 and 2016, the average revenue from compliance was about 60 million. Compared to the estimated cost of those recycling services in local authorities was nearly 600 million. It's a crazy figure. So what we need is that overhaul of the system, and that's what my bill proposes. One non-for-profit body which looks at the accountability, but also works with producers, which is what I've been doing.
So how should we calculate what a producer should pay?
There should be incentives for producers to recycle, but also incentives to put money into the end of life so that the infrastructure is there across the UK, creating actually jobs, boosting the economy. But the government has got to get a grip.
Now, the Department of the Environment, Fisheries and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, is consulting about this at the moment. It acknowledges the system is 20 years old and the world has moved on, but it says the current system has kept the cost of compliance low compared to other EU states. You know, is it possible to deliver a change without really hurting the producers this is a difficult economic time?
Well, it is difficult, but do you know, the producers are telling me they want to change. They are frustrated by this system. And during the work of my bill, I've reached out and built a coalition of producers comprising of supermarkets, retailers, trade bodies, NGOs.
Are you really telling me that they want to pay more?
What they want to do is take responsibility, because, do you know, it's not really about that. It's the shopper going to the supermarket wants to see that change. We've all seen those absolutely devastating pictures. The pregnant whale washed up on the Sardinian beach with 50 pounds of plastic in her stomach. That's horrific. So consumers are actually demanding this.
Now, there was a debate late on Wednesday evening at a time when Parliament is a very complex place. What happens now, and what are the chances of success?
Well, together with my coalition, which includes big retailers, trade bodies, we are putting in a response to the consultation, which finishes in the middle of May. I'm talking to ministers, and I'm hoping that we're going to see the right response from them, because I think they see that there is a real problem.
Labour MP Anna McMorrin. DEFRA added that it has its own ambitious proposals for extended producer responsibility, and that reforming the current waste packaging regulations was a priority. high cost of